Yo. I just woke up not too long ago. I have an important public service announcement to make. You need to regain the control of your life, that which has been taken away from you. So many moments are controlled by the algorithms right now. When you go seek entertainment, all you have to do is click on the entertainment application that you're interested in, and you get served this journey, this package of entertainment that they think that you might like, and often we just go along with it. The autonomy of our own circumstances is like slowly disappearing. We no longer find movies based upon what we feel in the moment. We find movies based upon what an algorithm thinks we feel in the moment. Netflix is slowly controlling how we feel because it's suggesting stuff based upon what it thinks we feel. A big one for me was YouTube, where you would go on the YouTube page and maybe watch videos from the homepage. When I was younger, before all these algorithms started to take over, and the YouTube homepage, I guess, was like just an aggregation of the trending stuff on the total platform instead of the trending videos in your particular niche, or maybe not even trending. It's just videos that an algorithm thinks you want. Before this algorithm took over YouTube, I used subscriptions. I specifically subscribed to people that I want to watch, and I would actually click on my subscription box and select the videos that I was interested in. I had a little bit more agency in that case. But the agency of the use case today, at least from how I started using YouTube, it just gets taken away from you. It tells you what you're interested in. You may go on the YouTube app just because you're searching up a video, and suddenly you click on something else, and now you're there for an hour watching a video that you never even really wanted to watch. Sure, you enjoyed it, actually. It might have been a good and enjoyable moment, but that control over you kind of brings you out of your own control of your life. You start to feel like life is maybe not in your hands very subtly. And I don't know if anybody feels this way explicitly. I think the algorithms that are in our lives are very subtle. They are not in huge areas. They're just in media entertainment, and in our music, in our movies, in wherever. But I think that's actually a very critical part of our lives, especially when you look at like smartphone usage or technology usage. People are on their phones like 6 hours a day, looking at videos. Maybe they're even on the dating apps. Everywhere you turn, there's this system that's telling you what to like. And if for 6 hours in a day, You're being told what to like. I would imagine you'd start to become someone slowly that's kind of unhappy, that doesn't feel like they're in control of their life anymore, that feels like everything's slipping away. Especially when you think about the news. I mean, it's recommending content that I think that you're interested in, but a lot of the content is just incredibly like just there's a lot of shit going on in the world, you know? And when you're peppered with that, it can be pretty miserable. And I think it's one thing to kind of go seek out that information yourself. And it's one thing to go and like be like, oh, I'm gonna go read the news, and you get funneled 1,000 stories about this one insane thing that happened somewhere in the world. You're losing agency. I didn't necessarily know that place existed, but suddenly I'm hearing about it. It tells me what to hear about. And I think there's some good in that, but when this agency is taken away from you in every single aspect of your life, I think that's a problem. And I think for a lot of this conversation, we've been talking about the agency being taken away from you during your engagement with the app. So when you're engaged on Instagram Reels, your agency is really taken away. You just scroll with a thumb and videos get served to you instead of you seeking the videos. There's that component. But a really big component that I never fully articulated yet is also this idea of kind of being addicted to these types of platforms. Because when you have an addiction to YouTube or an addiction to Instagram videos, an addiction to watching every single piece of content on Netflix, that in and of itself, that addiction is also a stripping away of your own agency in this life. Suddenly, when you feel like when you get home, you're itching to go watch the YouTube to decompress because that's what you do, that's stripping of your agency. You can't even begin to decide to do something else because that is not what you do. It's telling you, come to me, come watch the videos. And if you don't see the problem in that, 6 hours a day, you are craving to be served something, to be 6 hours because of the smartphone usage, to be like craving something that's on the phone to be served because you don't want to exist in this reality having to pick what you enjoy or think about. And when it gets to this level, I think, again, your joy for life, your ability to be optimistic about the future, it starts to disappear. Why would I be optimistic about the future if my entire existence that I'm living, the environment around me is just controlling me? I would feel like I would have no say in my future. But the moment you start to break away from this technology and take breaks for a change, I think your agency is reclaimed. Your ability to make wise decisions for yourself gets reclaimed. Your own personality starts to grow for a change because you're actively creating opinions and decisions of stuff that you actually want versus having something form those opinions for you. And an interesting part about this stripping away from agency of your life and the ability to make your own decisions, I think a very important feature to notice about these algorithms that I actually have a big bone to pick with. I can explain it a bit through Spotify. I think before my experience on Spotify has been pretty positive. And when I say before, I think I'm meaning many, many years ago, before the use of hardcore artificial intelligence in their algorithms. I think back then you would have a more traditional statistical modeling algorithm instead of this probably larger black box that I'm assuming that they use today. Their recommendations I would find would actually start to test what I enjoy and not just deliver content in what it thinks I enjoy. I can describe it as this, like, my realm of likes is this bubble, and it would recommend me a little nugget outside of my bubble every once in a while. And from those algorithms, I would actually discover stuff that I start to enjoy, some new ideas that are testing my own understanding of what I like. I get to make a decision then. Do I actually like that? Because it's testing me. It's not just feeding me what it knows I liked from the beginning and just is trying to just make me happy. It's trying to make me question my own thoughts and opinions by recommending new stuff. But the algorithms today, for instance, on Spotify, from what I've found, I think a lot of the content is just a re-recommendation of your own bubble that which you like. It knows that you like this bubble, so it's going to keep recommending stuff within that bubble. It's not really going to test your opinion by recommending you something out of it, because if it does that, maybe you'll get frustrated. Maybe you'll close the app. Maybe your attention will go down. I don't think the companies believe that testing your opinion is good, because I think testing the opinion is a chance for you to become disengaged with the application, and thus they lose out on your attention. So I just wish for these algorithms to kind of test you more, to make you think for yourself and form your opinions on a new form of content they're recommended, and make it a lot easier to do that instead of like this random button that you have to click through three menu items to say, like, don't recommend. Like, they do put the agency on the person to make no recommendations, but I think they also make the recommendations so fluidly that it feels like you can't even choose to use the app that way, because it's so easy to just get more recommendations. Just refresh the page. What are you waiting for? And I think that's zoomed into the app idea. But if, again, you take a zoom out, when you feel this addiction to these apps, you become someone that trying something new again then starts to become a problem. If my entire existence is built around coming home at the end of the day and watching YouTube like it once has been, I'm not going to want to come home one day and suddenly start painting. It's going to be very hard to. I'm not going to come home one day and read a book. It's going to be hard to. I mean, I have been doing that and getting better at that because my YouTube intake, I've been reclaiming my ability to choose when I actually want to use it instead of it choosing me, instead of it using me. I don't want it to use me. I want to be able to choose when I use it. I want to be able to choose when I want to read. I want to be able to choose when I want to write. I want to be able to choose to make these videos. I want to be able to disconnect and reclaim, or disconnect from those applications and reclaim my agency in the world. So I'll encourage you to think about what areas are kind of controlling me. This last video I made about me breaking my headphones, I think falls into this conversation a little bit. Every moment in our life, even during walks, we want to listen to something. Something is choosing us to engage with us. We're not really choosing to listen to stuff anymore. We're just automatically just going along with it. So I think again, from the previous video, by disengaging with it and just going for a walk is the start, without content streaming it into your ears, you can start to reclaim your agency again, because you can start to listen to what your brain actually wants, what it's been trying to tell you from the beginning. With enough time, it will seep into the rest of your life, and suddenly you don't even want to use these apps like YouTube that just recommend endless content to you, because you realize that they're not serving you. They are trying to control you. If they were serving you, you would get to say and have authority over the apps. Instead, the power dynamic is quite the opposite. They have the complete authority over you right now, and they are winning, and you cannot let them win. Because why would you want them to win? You have your own wonderful life to live, your own beautiful existence to live out. Why waste it being controlled by something that is not even there for any other reason than making money off of you? So I would encourage you, try to reclaim your life from these applications, to reclaim your life from being controlled by the technology that is making it so appealing to be controlled. Go outside and engage with nature and do stuff with intention through the agency that you have reclaimed. I'm Matthew. This is my video. Peace.